Yeah, high level of frustration. Obviously, these games at this point in the season are tight, and they have a playoff feel about them. Two teams obviously fighting around the same position. It was always going to be a close game, a tight game, and it's frustrating to go down 1-0. Feels like that's been a theme of ours, especially at home this year. Conceding soft goals, defensively being a little bit looser than we have been in the past. Do a great job to get back in the game in the second half. And when it's 1-1, I think everyone in the stadium feels we are going to go on and win the game. I think we feel like we're going to go on and win the game. And when, chances go begging and you're playing against a great goalkeeper, there's always the possibility of a good team with quality players being able to hurt you going the other way, and that's what happened. Feels like a theme of our season actually right now. Extremely, extremely frustrating. Obviously, not a feeling that a lot of guys in our locker room are used to right now. So high level of frustration for sure.
Thank you, Dax. We'll open the floor with a question from Mike.
Yeah, Dax, last season you guys were obviously undefeated at home, and at this point you've lost unless you've won here. I know a lot has been made about the difference in Nissan versus here, but to you, what has made the difference in home form?
It's really hard to say, honestly, Ben. I think there's a multitude of factors that play into it. I think because of what we've accomplished and achieved in our first two seasons, there's a much higher level of respect and preparation that goes into games against us from our opponent. I think we see the best of every opponent that we play, and I think that's a testament to the quality that we've had not only throughout our 2 years, but especially at home, and that's a fact. And I think the other aspect of it is, you are at Nissan and you're waiting so long for your own home, a place to call your own, and there's a lot of buildup, there's a lot of anticipation, and it's hands down one of the top soccer-specific stadiums in all of North America. There's no question about that. We have some of the best fans in all of North America. There's no question about that. I think when you start to see cracks appear when you're not winning, there's a little bit of anxiety that builds up. And that anxiety comes through in performances that are unlike us. And that's what's happening. There's no reason to sit here and sugarcoat anything. Everyone can see that we are not as strong at home as we have been in years past. I think part of the reason is because, we are putting pressure on ourselves to entertain our fans, to win games for our fans. And in such a beautiful stadium, sometimes that can be a blessing, and right now it's actually a curse for us. And so it's going to take one result. It's going to take one good performance. It's going to take a little bit of luck, a lucky bounce, just a better performance from us overall to be able to just get a victory at home in one of these last 5 home games and start us on an upward trajectory to finish the season out and try to make the playoffs. And that's what I truly believe. I think it's not far away. I think if we play like we did tonight and tighten some things up at the back, we'll win more games than we're going to lose.
Dax, how much of that frustration that you've mentioned is on both sides of the ball, not only not being able to score, but also defending poorly sometimes, comes from the fact that perhaps you guys know that you're playing against a higher level conference in the West than you did up in the East on what happened last year?
Yeah, I think it's debatable which conference is stronger, East versus West. I think every year it kind of fluctuates and changes. Obviously, the Western Conference has a multitude of strong teams, and we knew that. We knew that it was going to be a difficult year. But I think what we're seeing right now is we are playing good teams, but more so than not, we are beating ourselves. And I really believe that. I really believe that teams are coming into Geodis and they're happy to walk out with a point. And, we end up making a mistake, or we end up getting a bad bounce. We end up not taking our chances, and then the ball's in the back of the net on the other end, and then teams are, almost elated that they're in the lead, and, they can feel 3 points right around the corner. And in years past, we've had this resilience about us. We've had this ability to bounce back quickly and get back into games quickly. And for some reason this year, it's not falling our way on the attacking side of the ball. So I think in between the 18s, there's not a lot between the teams that we play. I think that it's pretty even. I think, I'm not really a huge numbers guy, but certainly, we have more shots, we have more possession, right? You would say we probably had more chances, but ultimately that doesn't mean anything, right? It's what you do in both boxes that really matters. And right now, teams are getting the better of us in both boxes. There's no question about that. Defensively, we are a lot looser than we have been in years past, and that's something that we have to figure out. And it's not all tactical. Some of it may be a tactical tweak here and there, but defending for the most part is a mindset. It's a mentality. It's looking across the field at the guy you're playing against and saying, you're not going to get the better of me today. And right now, we just don't have enough guys that are winning battles and winning duels to put out fires in the back. And that's myself included. Happened against Toronto, and you have to be honest about these things if you want to try to correct them. And then on the other side of it, on the attacking side of the ball, we have to figure out some way to get secondary scoring other than Hani. It's just a fact. If we're going to be successful, we cannot have him shouldering the burden and the load that he's shouldering right now. It's unsustainable, in my opinion. So that's on everyone to step up and, take the responsibility when it falls to them. Anyone in the attacking half of the field, any chances that falls to a guy, it's about having the responsibility to put the ball in the back of the net. And Hani's doing that. He's been doing it for a year and a half, 2 years now. And we have to find a way to get other guys involved and other guys on the score sheet, and that's what's going to turn this around for us.
We are going to transition to those on the Zoom, and we have time for 2 more questions. So Drake and team, we'll start with you, team. We'll start with you, Drake. Sorry.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, Dax, you alluded to it in your opening comments that this isn't a run that you guys were used to in the past 2.5 years. But obviously, you've been in the league for quite some time. I'm curious. Just take the 6 games, 3 draws, 3 losses. It's not all tactical, as you said. Is there something else that can change, whether it be schedule or superstition or whatever it is? Is there something that you think you guys can look to as a group, as a veteran-based group, to change to get out of this on top of the lucky ball, the lucky bounce that you mentioned?
Yeah. We can step on the field and say we're not going to lose today. And we've been doing that the last couple games, but for whatever reason, we are in a rut right now. We are in a difficult spell where it doesn't seem like anything's going right. And it happens. This is not new or unique to Nashville SC. It's new and unique to us in our existence because it hasn't happened. So there's no magic formula, Drake. There's nothing I can do or say or any schedule I can change or any superstition that's going to bring us out of this. The only thing that's going to bring us out of this is character, honestly. It sounds ridiculous and maybe it sounds a little bit cliche, but you have to have a little bit of character to be able to come out of tough times like this. And I can assure you that you have a lot of pissed off guys in that locker room right now. You have a lot of guys that want to make it right. You have a lot of guys that realize the responsibility and the burden that falls upon our shoulders to win games. This is not recreational sports. We're in the business of winning, and right now we're not doing that. And we're letting down a lot of people. We're letting down fans that aren't used to seeing us play like this, and it's unacceptable. And I can promise you that while it feels like the sky is falling, we do have guys in there that have character, have belief, have an ability to say, look, it's not good enough right now, but we can get through this, and we can come out on the other side better for it. And who knows? We need one result, one win, one bounce to go our way, and that can change the trajectory of the end of our season for us.
Team, take us home.
Dax, I don't know if, obviously it doesn't go back and change what the final score is, but the fact that you guys are performing pretty well, in various parts of the field, including generating a lot of chances, things like that, does that make you, feel a little bit heartened that you aren't far away
I think I alluded to it a little bit earlier, Tim. There's no magic formula. It's really what it comes down to is what we're doing in both boxes. And I think in the run of play, there's really not a lot to separate us between the best teams in the league. And I really believe that. Some people might disagree with that, and that's fine. You know, that's what different opinions are for. But when I watch games back, I don't feel like we are being outplayed all over the field. I don't feel like teams have more ability than us, more will to win than us. I feel like we have that in spades. But where we are lacking is in both boxes right now. And we are not winning when it matters. And that's in little moments when we turn the ball over in bad spots, little moments in transition, moments where maybe we need to be a little bit more savvy, maybe we need to use our experience a little bit more, and if we need to take a tactical foul to break up a transition moment in a counterattack, then we need to do that. And we need to take a yellow card. And, you know, these are things that aren't really tactical things. These are things you see. Let me tell you what Minnesota did tonight. As soon as they scored the second goal, they slow the game down. They go down, they have guys falling over on the field, and they take 45 seconds on every single set piece. Dane St. Clair catches the ball, he rolls over, he falls on the ground, he has the ball in his hands for 20 seconds. Look, these are things that teams that want to win, especially on the road, that's what they do. And that's where we're lacking a little bit of that gamesmanship. When we get a lead, we're conceding a goal right away after we get a lead. We're conceding goals at bad times. The beginning of the first half, the end of the first half, the beginning of the second half, the end of games. This is just down to will to just do your job, and a will to just win battles. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And then what I mentioned earlier about, you know, secondary scoring, you know, we have to find a way to get guys on the score sheet other than Hani. And I really believe that because it's really easy for teams to key in on Hani and try to disrupt his rhythm, foul him, get him frustrated. And, you know, we see right now that the form he's in, you know, he's going to get goals. He's going to create chances. It's just a matter of other guys stepping up and putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's myself included when you have chances on set pieces, when you have the opportunity to shoot from outside the box. Are we putting the ball on frame? Are we following up, you know, shots that the keeper spills? I mean, look, it sounds really complicated, but it's actually just really simple. And I really believe that, you know, once CJ gets a goal, once Randall gets a goal, once Alex gets a goal, I truly believe that that's when the dominoes start to fall and those other guys start to gain more confidence. And you saw it with Teal. Teal was on a roll. He's on fire right now. And having other guys that are able to step up and take that burden off Hani is going to be really important for these last 8 games.
Thank you, Dax.
Thanks, guys.